Hello everyone. It is me, Rebel Size. I'm going to be showing some quests and landscaping today. Tried to do that yesterday and we got a pretty big turnout, but I wasn't able to talk. So today I will try my best to talk a bit about some of the progress that has been made, and also try to give you some insight on why we make certain decisions regarding landscaping, for instance, or choices we make on the user interface updates, etc. So hopefully everything will go well. Knowing my track record of streaming, probably not, but we'll see. Off the bat, you can see the map that has been remade by Damien, which is a work in progress. A lot of stuff is still missing, but it's looking really, really good. I think it's 16K, either 8 or 16K, which is a big ass detailed map, as well as the new, well, not the new, but the logo made by me a few years back, and the letter binding done by, I believe, Gorgula and Nexus, maybe, probably. Yeah, as well as credits scene, which is part of the new user interface, which again is a work in progress. Alright, let's just find a good save and get the show started. If you want to ask questions, please do this on Twitch. There are generally too many people talking on YouTube, so Twitch is the way to go. Also, please use @RebelSize so I can see the questions more clearly, because I'm reading it on a second screen, which is really tiny. So, will we be using the audio files or sound files from Skyrim and implement them in Oblivion? No, we are using the voice acting from Oblivion and doing the opposite. We are implementing that into Skyrim, or in this case, Skyblivion. Alright, so this is the first big thing. Actually, let's show this. So, upon release, it hasn't loaded yet. Upon release, Skyblivion will have two new user interfaces, both inspired by Oblivion. The user interface you're currently seeing is a placeholder. Essentially, everything will be replaced except for the map icons, which are more or less final. All the cities have their own unique crest now, which looks like the one from, well, the city's crest, which is really cool. The map is looking a bit weird today. It's because we installed new LOD files for the Gold Coast, and it overwrites everything, so just ignore that for now. Hopefully while I've been talking, nope, it hasn't loaded. Well, never mind then. Alright, so this is the first big changed area. It's the Gold Coast. It's something that me and SKSE have been working on the last couple of weeks to really nail down essentially what I had in mind, what our concept artist drew up, and what SKSE thought out. So it's really a joint effort between several departments. There's a lot of feedback that goes into this, and this is what we have currently. It's still heavy work in progress, and a lot of this will be changed up and there we go, and polished further. Let me show you the. This is just a mock-up. but you can see that the UI style changed from what we had to this. There will be two styles. One will be a more or less recreation of Oblivion's user interface. Greavesy is in charge of that, and there will be a second version which will be a more Skyway sort of reskin, which I am in charge of together with Ellie Starlow. But back to the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast in Oblivion was very bland and boring. Lots of hills, nothing really interesting or unique. So what we've done, essentially we took a look at the lore, and also a few weeks back a look at the Elder Scrolls Online, and essentially decided that the landscape in Oblivion across the board is very generic and just awful, and we are making every region essentially how it should have been, according to Bethesda themselves. They wrote up the lore for pretty much every region, and for some reason they didn't follow through with this. They didn't really take their own lore into consideration, which is weird. So we are doing that for them. So yeah, with the Gold Coast, it's much more flat. There are now sandstone cliffs spread across the region, and the beach is more beach-like. It used to drop down, like, well, not like this, but it used to just drop down into the ocean. Now it's more gradually sinking into the ocean. This part hasn't really been touched yet, as you can see, and as I mentioned, it's still work in progress. But yeah, and I'm sorry, but it's kind of hard to play, talk, and read questions, so I'm going to be stuttering and I'm going to be repeating myself, and it's going to be a little messy. Spooky Black, I'll look into it. Please pass. Of course. Yeah. So this is the region that Argosy is working on. This little island is very interesting. Again, it's a work in progress, and it's going to be polished more in the future to look more natural. But it's really cool. This was actually his own idea. I had nothing to do with this. Essentially, the island is surrounded by these big sandstone rocks, and there are a few holes where the player can see that there's stuff there. And there must be an entrance into the little dugout, because there's water flowing. So you go around and you can actually find this hidden little entrance, which is really cool. And you can find some debris and a chest. Now, this is also good to mention, because this is generally what you can expect from the landscaping in Skyblivion in general. It will be enhanced, it will be made more interesting, and we will be adding a lot more content, like new camps, little hidden treasures, and just try our best to really reward the player for exploring, essentially, which Oblivion wasn't really great at. Morrowind did this perfectly, where they hit a lot of weapons and items in tree trunks and all that stuff, and with Skyblivion they kind of neglected that all of a sudden. The mod will be exactly, well, more or less exactly like Oblivion. You will start in the prison, you will work your way through the first dungeon, and once you get out you will have to take the Amulet of Kings to Joffrey. Someone said the water looks great. We actually have Gorgula currently working on new water, so it's going to be looking even better. At least that's the plan. So I'm going to be doing two things today. I'm going to be showing quests and the landscape. So I've shown a little bit of the Gold Coast, and I just want to real quick show some quests and dialogue in game, and then move back to the landscaping. I do want to talk about this little area real quick. So in Oblivion, one of my favorite cities was Anvil, which is where we are right now. Also, you can see Kvatch burning in the background. This was not something that you could see in Oblivion. This is something that Stayed, our lighting artist, has added. So all across Tamriel, you will be able to see Kvatch burn, which is really cool. But back to the landscaping. So Anvil was always kind of my favorite city because it had this beautiful big port, and something that I always really liked was the painter, which should show up in a few hours. But there's always an NPC painting the lighthouse. So I got this idea for Anvil to make this big, sort of this natural cliff, and add like make it into a scenic point where artists would come up and try to paint the docks. So that's something we're currently working on. This is more or less a mock-up. It's going to be changed a lot. It's not really what I had in mind yet, but it's to kind of give you an idea. And it's again to let you guys know that we have a lot of plans to make the world more unique and reward players for exploring by giving you, for instance, this nice little scenic point where you can look over the docks. So what's been worked on since we last streamed? We have been creating a lot of assets for our landscapers. Landscaping in general has made a lot of progress. For instance, the entire Gold Coast you see right here, this whole area has been basically nuked. We removed all the hills and kind of created it from scratch, which is what you see right now. The Colovian Highlands have been worked on a lot, which is looking great. We will check that out too. The Gerald Mountains have been worked on by Stark Chaser a little bit more. Dekais has been working on the Blackwood region, and I hope to, together with Clef, give him some feedback in the next week, and we can start making some more progress in that region. And Stade has been working on I forgot what the area is called. It's this area right here. The Weld, I think. Other than that, our 3D artists who are working on the weapons have been making a lot of progress. We have someone new who is currently working on the steel weapon set. A lot of artifacts have been made by JRC. And real quick, that's it, more or less. Quests have been worked on also. I'm currently using an old quest build. A lot of progress has been made as far as stability goes. So the quests currently are a bit buggy, and they are improved further in a next release. What I'm doing right now is just more or less practicing for a bigger stream we are doing a few weeks from now, where we will show off some more progress and have more people join the chat. And I've been talking a long time, so listen to the voice acting.
The crystal ball is just sitting there in the hold, but I'll be damned if I'm going back on board. And nobody will help me. Nobody. Not with those spirits roaming the decks. I don't suppose you'll help me. No, of course you won't. Of course you can't. Nobody ever wants to help. That's the... Wait, did you actually say you'd help me? Oh, how wonderful. I can't thank you enough. I've been going out of my mind ever since my crew was murdered. This is my ship, you see. The Serpent's Wake. I hired the crew to sail to Somerset Isle to retrieve a family heirloom. My mother's crystal ball. They made the journey and arrived back all right. But then, someone murdered them. All of them. Now their spirits are haunting the ship. The crystal ball is in a chest in the ship's hold, but I can't get to it. I made it as far as the captain's cabin, but the spirits nearly killed me. Get the crystal ball and return it to me here, and I'll make it worth your trouble. Here, you'll need this key. Thank you so much.
Alright, so as you can see, the quests activate properly. Something that is not working, it works sometimes, is the adding of the items. For instance, she didn't give me the key I was supposed to get. And something we have to do manually is write down the objectives. Currently it's just default quest objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For instance, this will have to be called enter the ship, have a look, something like that. I'll try to answer a few questions real quick before we enter the ship and start the quest. Elegant Idiot asks, will you be adding new content in-game, including quests, items, or are you staying pure? So, what we're going to be doing, with the help of a guy called Public Gamer, is we are going to be adding a lot of content that was scrapped from Oblivion. Quests, locations, and voiced NPCs that were removed from the final game that we have restored. And a good example of a new location that we are working on is Such, which is a city which was just completely wiped from the game. And I will talk about this further when we have a look at the landscaping and we arrive at the location where this city was supposed to be. So, in short, yeah, we are adding new quests, items, and locations. What happened to the zoom when you talk to somebody? That's a mod that you can find on Skyrim Nexus. I have it disabled because some people didn't like it, some people did. Yeah, it's not part of Skyblivion. It will be one of the recommended mods you can get from the Nexus. Actually, something I can show off is this sort of Jiggalag by JRC. Now the creatures you're seeing right now are just placeholders. They will be replaced by custom models with custom animations and custom skeletons. So unlike a lot of mods you have seen in the past on Skyrim, they won't be using like a giant skeleton and the giant's animations. They will be using actual new animations, which I think will make a huge difference. Also, I picked up the key from the captain, and there you go, the chest actually opens, which is nice. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention, talking about progress, is that we have currently 4 active 3D artists working on clothing. Hopefully we'll be able to show some of that off on our social media soonish. But it's looking really good so far. We don't have any new armor sets. All the armor sets we have right now are just converted from Oblivion. I can show them off, but it's nothing new. On the subject of armors though, I finished 2 pieces of concept art with a new concept artist called Geese for the iron armor and the fur armor, which are looking really good. Our main focus with weapons, clothing, and armors is for them to be more realistic. And with the proper 3D artists, I think that the end product is going to be really, really good. Quick shout out for the people watching. I see that there are a ton of people on YouTube right now. 3,000 people on YouTube with 70 messages per minute. The reason why I'm not checking the messages on YouTube is because I'm getting 70 messages a minute. So there are too many people talking for me to really answer your questions. So if you do have a question, please ask your question on Twitch, so I can actually read them. And also please use @Kyle Rebel Size so they pop up more easily for me on my screen. And again, for people who just joined, the ghosts are just placeholders right now. Jesus. They will be replaced with actual new 3D models. And not just the Skyrim model. So yeah. Installing the final mod will not be complicated at all. We will have an installer that will guide you through the entire process, and it'll be really easy. We'll make sure of that. Alright, so the quest we started, for those who joined late, was from a lady who wanted us to retrieve her crystal ball from the ship that's now haunted by ghosts. As you can see, the objective doesn't really tell us anything. It's because we are still working on quests and we have to write those objectives ourselves. But as you can see, here's the crystal ball. I will take it and the quest will complete, or the objective will complete, and now we have to go back upstairs and give her the crystal ball. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the notifications for Twitch real quick because it's too much. Alright. I'm also going to be turning on my moderator bot for YouTube again, if YouTube would not crash. Alright, that's not working. Great. I guess I won't turn on the bot. Alright. Do you think this will be finished in 2017? No. Our aim has been like 2018 for a while. This is still possible, but it's really hard to tell when we will be able to finish this, when everyone on the team is a volunteer and can decide to quit at any moment because they need more time for their personal lives, etc. So, and if you're looking for a Morrowind remake, it's being done by Skywind. It's a project of a larger scale, and it's being done by the same, not the same team, but also by TES Renewal. It's kind of there are a few people working on both projects, including myself. Ooh, like spikes.
You did it. You actually made it back with a crystal ball. Oh, thank you. Here, please take this as a reward. It's the captain's enchanted cutlass. I managed to grab it when I was in his cabin before his spirit chased me out. Oh, thank you so very much.
Alright, so as you can see, we completed the quest, the ball is removed, and the cutlass has been added. Now, the custom cutlass, which is called Red Wave, will be replaced with a new model, probably a unique model. But this is just the swords completely ripped from Oblivion. Nothing really special, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. Also, if you guys can give me some feedback on the audio, if you can hear the NPCs properly, or if I have to turn up or turn off the music. Someone asked if we imagine people will make their own Skyblivion mods. Yeah, we do. And in collaboration with Nexus Mods, Skyblivion will have its own mod page. How much does it take for you to remaster Oblivion? A lot of time. This live stream will probably be uploaded to YouTube, yes. Yeah, the Shivering Isles will be included in the mod. Again, for people asking questions on YouTube, I'm only reading the Twitch chat because there are more people moderating it and less people spamming. Okay, I'm just gonna take a quick second to answer questions because I see there are a lot. Someone asks, can you explain what this is? So I take it you are new to the channel and have not seen anything about Skyblivion yet. This is a mod that recreates Oblivion in Skyrim's engine. Essentially what we're doing is we are taking the entire game of Oblivion and putting it in Skyrim, so you will be able to play the main story, the quests, visit all the NPCs and locations you know from Oblivion in a free Skyrim mod. You will have to own Oblivion and all its DLC though. That's a hard, not request, it's a hard requirement. What about perks? We have talked about skills and perks, but it's really hard to implement those from Oblivion, since a lot of stuff is just hard-coded into Skyrim. So essentially it will just be Skyrim's skill and perk system. There will be new magic, spells and effects, and hopefully spellcrafting. So it's kind of a mix and match of mechanics from Oblivion and Skyrim. And I'm from the Netherlands. Have we finished the main quest yet to escape from prison? No, I don't believe we have. Will there be a bug testing version? There might be a public beta. But even when the mod releases as a more or less finished product, there will still be updates and bug fixes after release. Someone asks what the recommended specs are to play Skyblivion. If you can play Skyrim on about medium settings, then you should be able to play Skyblivion just fine. Will you improve the cities? Yes, the cities will be giving more character. There will be a lot more clutter, and they will look a lot more lived. Same goes for interiors. Interiors of shops, etc. will be more interesting looking, and there will be actual items on display. Bethesda has been in contact, yes. But this was a few years back, I believe. I did talk with, what's his name? His Twitter handle is DC Deacon and G-Staff think his name is Matt. Can you use other mods alongside Skyblivion? Yes, you can. Most Skyrim mods will be compatible with Skyblivion. Is there going to be a demo? There might be an early beta release, yeah. Alright, so this is another area in the Gold Coast that has been remade from scratch. It's something I've been working on with SKSE, and after a lot of feedback and several versions, I'm pretty happy with the result. So the Gold Coast has been flattened a lot, and we have added sandstone cliffs. And this is a little cave with a underground water source, which found its way to the surface, and there's a little stream running down the sandstone cliffs. So there will be actual water flowing down, which there currently isn't, and a little stream will follow or find its way to the ocean. Not the most interesting thing, but I really like the small details that we're adding to the landscape, such as this. I think it looks really good. Will there be more ambient music added to the mod? Yes, we have a composer from Skywind whose favorite game was Oblivion, who will be making a few more tracks. Currently the idea is to have a few more ambient tracks for dungeons and caves, and also have more unique tracks for every city. Alright, I'll be right back. Gotta take care of something real quick. Sorry about that. Okay, I have to... Crap. Give me a second. I had family barging into my room, so... Alright, sorry. I'm going to look at a few more questions and go back to showing some stuff. Will we be implementing Hector's COD content? If there is any we can find and restore, yeah, we will.
You dare come here to the shrine of our Lord? You are not one of us. I guess you haven't heard. We don't like the beautiful people. But maybe you can persuade me you're ugly inside.
Well. Oh yeah, Pete Hines is the guy I talked with on Twitter.
We watch and wait. Who's talking to you? I'm not. So careless, these creatures. Were you invited? I didn't
Okay, so earlier in the stream I talked about how we are going to be making or adding cut content and new locations. One of these locations is, and first before I do that, I'm going to show off some of the dirt cliffs, etc. But one of the locations that's going to be re-implemented is a city called Such. It was cut from the from Oblivion, from the final game, just before release. And we are going to be adding it back as a ruined city, which is how it's described in the lore. I mostly manage the landscaping departments at the moment, and lore is pretty much how we guide, or the lore is pretty much how... Sorry, English is not my main language. Anyway, the lore basically decides how the areas are going to be looking. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to show you the difference between Oblivion's landscape and Skyblivion's landscape. So on the left we have Skyblivion. On the right we have how the Gold Coast looked in Oblivion, which was very hilly. There's all these random rocks, really nothing special. So it's kind of to give you a good idea of how much of a difference the landscaping we are doing makes, to make every region feel more unique. But back to Such. Such was a city that was scrapped from the game, and because it was scrapped from the game, there's a pretty big empty area now in the game, and it has been replaced by a ruined watchtower, or a ruined Imperial Tower. I'm not sure what to call it. But at some point it was supposed to be a ginormous ruined city, and in the lore it's said that it has been destroyed for quite some time. Yet in Oblivion there is no sign of a city except for this one ruined tower, which is in front of us. So with the help of Roman Dobina, I have created some concept art and some plans using Oblivion's map and the location of the ruined tower, and I more or less pinpointed where the city was supposed to be located, including the walls. And based on that, Roman Dobina, who is a concept artist of ours, has made concept art. So this entire region, up to the estate that you can see right there in front of us, this will be a ginormous ruined city. There will be mostly destroyed walls surrounding it, some ruined houses, some interesting locations, some treasures maybe, some underground dungeons. But yeah, that's something that we are not working on until the basic landscape has been done. For those of you who don't know, which I'm guessing is most of you, our landscaping progress is essentially divided into several passes. In total we have 5. The first being general landscaping, flattening out the terrain, raising the terrain, essentially preparing it for the unique overhaul that we are going for. And then in the second, third, fourth, fifth pass, we are adding more details, polishing, fixing any bugs with the landscape, adding creatures, etc. So I thought I'd mention that for the few of you that might find that interesting to know. No one working on this is being paid, no. But for a lot of people this is portfolio work, so the idea is kind of that it will pay off in the future when you apply for a job. You can show that you've worked on a big project like this with a lot of people, because teamwork is very important in the game industry, and being able to handle a lot of feedback, etc. So And for people watching actually who think they might be able to contribute, if you're a 3D artist, texture artist, if you have experience with the creation kits, landscaping, please do apply, because we are still looking for more people to add to the development team. Someone asks if children will be added to the mod as enhancements. Yes, but the mod will be completely modular, so any changes we make are essentially optional for the player. You decide what you want to include in the mod. So if you don't want children, you can just not install the plugin. The mod will be very well optimized. Yes, this mod will include every Oblivion quest and a few new ones, which we have restored from the cut content. Son of a bitch. Ah, dang it. Alright, yeah, so this is an issue with the quests plugin. It tends to crash when you engage in combat. So that's a shame. But it was only the first crash in... I'm not sure how long we've been streaming, but only one crash so far, so that's good. And it is to be expected with an early version of Skyblivion. Again, the new world map by Damien, which is looking really good, and animated main menu by Greavesy and Kettle Witch. How can you support the project? Sharing our progress is always appreciated on our social media. It's always a good way to support us. Okay, so I'm not gonna go through the dungeon since the chances of crashing are pretty high. What are the main things left to work on? Essentially everything. Nothing is really finished yet. I'm going to be showing the Colovian Highlands now, by the way. This area has not been touched yet. Or barely. And a lot of these trees are going to be removed because the forests are way too dense for dry areas like the Colovian Highlands and the Gold Coast, which is also part of the quote-unquote lore-friendly landscape overhaul. When will the mod approximately be finished? We don't really have an ETA. Our aim is somewhere in 2018, probably late 2018. It would be really nice if we could finish it then. But anything can happen. I mean, if our main coding developer works on the quests and implementing those and converting them mostly has to leave, then obviously we are in a bit of a pickle and have to find someone to replace him. And this goes... Sorry about that. No idea where I left off with whatever it is that I was saying. What I will say is that this is the Colovian Highlands. This is the part that has been worked on together with Clef J, who is in charge of the Colovian Highlands, or who was working on the Colovian Highlands. So essentially the Colovian Highlands and the Gold Coast share a lot of the vegetation and characteristics. Both are fairly dry regions. Colovian Highlands are mostly steep, sharp mountain cliffs, similar to the Jarl Mountains, but unlike the Jarl Mountains, they are dry. And yeah, so in Oblivion, the Jarl of the Colovian Highlands were very hilly, again like the Gold Coast and pretty much every region in Oblivion or in Cyrodiil. Very bland, boring, repetitive, and now the work in progress Colovian Highlands that you see right here are more barren, more harsh. There are less trees, though there are still a lot of trees that need to be removed and replaced because we are getting new tree assets, as well as new rocks, etc., for us to work with. It's also a nice little area to show off. Again, everything we are showing today is a work in progress and will be changed a lot in the future. And Clef J deserves all the praise. All I've done is give him feedback and shared my vision, and he just took that and made something absolutely stunning. And I think after a few more rounds of feedback, this might be one of my favorite areas in the game. This mod will be released for both versions of Skyrim, the Special Edition and the old version of Skyrim. As you can see, we did get a blessing from the Aelic Well, and it added a bonus of 50 Magicka for 300 seconds. The creatures in game currently are just placeholders, so there's not much to show off there. I might show the Imperial City at the end of the stream, but since that's not a place that we have really worked on yet, there's not really that much to show. So for the time being, I'm just going to be showing the landscape that has actually been worked on. Is there a recommendation on which version to use for Skyblivion? If and when SKSE for the 64-bit version of Skyrim comes out, then the Special Edition is the way to go. Definitely. Since it's a lot more stable. Alright, so I'm getting to a new location which has been added to the Highlands, which is, if I can be a little weird about it, it's the love child of me and Clef. It's a settlement that has been added to the highest part of, or one of the highest parts of the Colovian Highlands. And I'm not going to tell you the name. You can find that out for yourselves once you do find this location. Essentially, the idea behind it was that this settlement... Wait a minute. Sorry again. So the idea behind this settlement is that it's a place where hunters and travelers can visit the inn, which is right there. It's also where the locals or the local farmers brew their special ale. So there will only be a few NPCs permanently living here, and you will find a lot of Imperial legionnaires, foresters, hunters in the inn, staying the night or having a drink before they go back on the road. So this area has been worked on by Clef. As you can see, it's very detailed. Looks really nice. I think that it's best to just look at it instead of me talking over it, so I'm going to show it off real quick. We will be adding some a bit of a backstory to the settlement in the form of a book that describes how this place came to be and kind of a nice little backstory. Sputnik, yeah, Gorgula is still doing texture work. He's our lead texture artist, so it would be pretty bad if he left us. Hello, goat. So yeah, that was almost said the name. A new settlement which you can find yourself once the mod is released. Has a really awesome and fitting name. I'm just gonna take all this stuff. They're not gonna need it anyways. And I think we're going to be moving on to some Gerald Mountains then. And then afterwards do a few more quests, and I think that might be the end of it for today. The road that leads up to the settlement is very straight and neat looking, which of course will be changed in the future. And this is actually one of my favorite areas, which is a mix of Clef's own ideas and the concept art provided by I'm getting bad at names. I'll get back on that. Anyway, there's this massive waterfall, and what you don't see when you walk over this is that this the road you're walking on is just a ginormous natural bridge of massive rocks, which I really like. It looks really epic, and most importantly, it looks realistic, which is our main goal, to provide a more realistic, beautiful and interesting looking landscape. So yeah, I thought I'd show that real quick. I'm not sure if Clef is working. If he is, you can give him all the praise for this amazing looking landscape. Okay, yeah. Nice little atmospheric fog. No, you will not be able to download Skyblivion through Nexus Mods. It will be hosted on our website, which is skyblivion.com, which you should check out if you haven't yet, and you should add to your favorites and check in every now and then as we share updates and screenshots on the website.
Sorry, no time to talk. I have to deliver these copies of the Black Horse Courier. Have the latest edition, free as always. It's about the Grey Fox.
So I did get the Black Horse Courier. As you can see, thought I'd show that real quick. Also, I'm going to change the UI real quick. Wait, that's not Skyblivion UI. There it is. You can't walk from Skyrim to Cyrodiil because there is a time gap of a few hundred years between the storyline of the Dragonborn and that of the Hero of Kvatch. And this is not an add-on, it's a remake of the older game. You will be able to play with your Dragonborn using a alternate start sort of method. And don't worry about the invisible water, by the way. But yeah, you won't be able really to immersively. Well, I guess with our alternate start add-on, you will be able to immersively play both games. But it's recommended that you just start a new game. That's what I was trying to say. No, this mod will be able, or this mod will be released on PC only. Usually there are bandits. Okay. All right. That's the natural bridge that we just crossed in order to get to the settlement up ahead, where the waterfall leads into this nice looking lake. How does hand-to-hand work in Skyblivion? It's just unarmed combat, just the regular Skyrim skill. I'm currently in the Colovian Highlands. I'm just about to leave it, actually, if I can. There we go. So now we're moving into a region or an area of Skyblivion that has not been really touched yet as far as the landscaping goes. We essentially divide Cyrodiil into different regions. You have the Gold Coast, the Colovian Highlands, Jurel Mountains, etc., Great Forest, Blackwood. The areas that are currently being worked on are the Gold Coast, Highlands, Jarl Mountains, and Blackwood. And as we more or less finalize those areas, we will be moving to the rest of Cyrodiil. And with a bit of luck, when we get new volunteers, we can start working on more regions simultaneously. There are currently no plans for a hold-styled bounty system. If you have a bounty, you keep that bounty all across Cyrodiil, which makes more sense since the Empire in Cyrodiil is completely united. So unlike Skyrim, where you have different Jarls and where the regions are almost like their own separate countries, Cyrodiil is just one whole. Alright, so we have arrived at Hagdirt. And when people ask me why Oblivion is my favorite game, one of the examples I will give is Hagdirt. It's because Oblivion, for me... Did I say Skyblivion? The reason why Oblivion is my favorite game is because the world, the quests, the writing was much more unique than Skyrim. Quests were interesting. A little settlement like this, I mean, when you arrive, you you're kind of just intrigued. I mean, half the village is burned down, and people are very hostile and call you an outsider. So as you explore and kind of investigate, you find the dirty little secret behind the settlement or the city, and
Let me give you some
you know.
advice, stranger. Leave. Now. You ain't welcome here.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got nothing to say to you, stranger. Outsiders have always tried to destroy us, but we've always survived. Stop talking.
The video quality is already at 720p. I can't stream in 1080p because my PC is not powerful enough, but it is streaming in 720p, so. Someone also mentioned a paper map for Skyblivion. It's something that's on the to-do / idea list. Would be nice if we could do that, but it really depends on if we get the right people to help us with that. I'd personally like to work on that, and Damien is working on a complete remake of the whole map of Cyrodiil, so it's not impossible, but yeah. Unlike what people think, changing the world map to a paper map is not something you do quite as easily, because the map is in 3D and it can't not be in 3D. If that makes sense to you. It does make sense to me, but I'm bad at explaining things. So, sorry about that. Yeah, but the mod that adds the paper map is still essentially a 3D map with a bit of those wonky map markers, and that's something you can't really fix. Also nice to show you, for instance, something that people keep asking is about textures and what we're going to be doing with that. So these are 4K textures made by Gorgula. For both the road and the grass. So yeah, the game will look a lot better than Oblivion for those who were worried about texture quality. Alright, so this is a place that we all know. It's the Wayne Priory.
Go on. Well, I normally stay out of the affairs of the great folk that come through Waynon Priory to see Master Joffrey. But go ahead and take this hammer. You might have use of it, and I have others. Not much call for smith work around here in any case. Well, we both have better things to do than stand here all day exchanging idle gossip. Good day to you now.
The Daedra Prince of Destruction, an inveterate foe of all mortal races. He was involved with Jagar Tharn's plot against the Empire years ago. It doesn't surprise me to find his hand in the current calamity.
God damn, there are a lot of people watching on YouTube.
The Elder Council rules in the Emperor's absence by ancient tradition. Chancellor Akato heads the Elder Council and is the closest thing the Empire has to a leader.
Alright, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to have a look at a few quests now. We already did the rat problem. That's a shame. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna load an older character to in order to play through one of my favorite quests of the game, which is the Fighters Guild quest, where you have to help the crazy rat lady. Because I think it was kind of this little nod at Oblivion or at Morrowind. I might be wrong. But since I played through Morrowind and you had a similar NPC with rats, I figured that that was the case. Nope, already started on this one too. Dang it. Sorry for people with epilepsy. Yes, Skywind is also still being worked on. If you're watching on YouTube, and if you do have a question that you really want answered, I recommend you join us on Twitch instead, because there are way too many people watching on YouTube and I can't really keep up, so I'm only reading the Twitch chat right now. I can actually show you guys the Imperial City real quick, because it has been requested a few times, and we're now pretty much next to it, so... Whoops.
Here's a copy of the Black Horse Courier. Identity of the Grey Fox revealed.
There aren't really people testing the mod, since there's not much to test when a product is this early in development. We have people working on the mod. So, as you can see, I've done some testing in this area. But generally, there are just people working on the mod, and not so much testing it just yet. So this is one of the new icons. Every city will have a new crest or a new symbol that kind of makes it a little bit more unique, which I really like. Can I tell you guys more about quest markers and how they will work? Well, essentially like in Skyrim, if you start a quest, and Oblivion had this too, by the way, it's sort of, kind of. But when you start a quest, as you can see, a quest marker will kind of guide you to location. There's not much more to it, really.
What do you need? The Elder Council chambers are closed to the public for the duration of the emergency. This is where the Emperor lives. When there is one, the council meets on the first floor.
So the Imperial City is not final at all. It has barely been touched. What has been changed, though, are the textures and some of the meshes by Enful Citizen, who unfortunately has left us. But as you can see, the textures look really detailed and just absolutely mind-blowing. It was really sad when he left us. Everything is 4K now, which is really nice. How much new is there in Skyblivion rather than the textures? Well, there are new models, there are new places, there are enhanced landscapes, new mechanics. The works. Are we planning on adding followers and companions? Not necessarily. There are a few quests where an NPC will follow you for a limited time. But the only real companion is the annoying fan, which I don't think anyone wants as a companion.
I'm waiting. Whatever you say.
Performance issues in the mod are not going to be fixed until we are in a more finalized state. Worrying about performance when you're this early in development is just, I mean, it doesn't really make sense. It's not a priority because so much is going to be changed that yeah, you can really start working on that yet. All quests are going to be implemented. Everything from Oblivion will be in Skyblivion.
Go on.
He's that Imperial Watch captain that's always chasing after the Grey Fox and the Thieves Guild.
Chasing after shadows, if you ask me. The Thieves Guild probably doesn't exist, and it's a sure bet the Grey Fox doesn't either.
Someone asks how you guys are going to be able to play this mod and if it's going to be free or paid. The mod will be sorry, the mod will be free. And you will be able to download it from our website. Sorry,
I'm done talking to you.
got distracted for a second.
If you've got 10 gold, I've got a room for the night. Deal? The room's up the stairs, and it'll be the first door on your left.
Go bother someone else.
Alright, so I'm not actually going to be staying in that room. Alright, well, I think you guys got a good idea of the place. I'll show off the market district and then we'll move on to some more quests.
Make it quick. Just go away.
And the reason why people are being so rude is because we have an early version of the disposition system, and currently my disposition is shit automatically, so everyone kind of hates me, which is just a bug, so nothing to worry about. Leveling in Skyblivion will work similar to Skyrim. Right, I'm not sure if anyone wants to really see anything as far as interiors go, but this is the market district that everyone knows and loves, and yeah, I think we can check out some more quests now, and then maybe we can call it a night after we talk to Hieronymus Lex.
We're here to help.
Oh. Or not. Different guy in shiny armor. Alright. So we're gonna go to Anvil to show some work in progress quests. Some of the first quests that have been implemented. So expect bugs. Why did I go to the castle? I have no idea. Alright. You can support the project with money, but you can share our progress on social media and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. All the links are in the description of the streams. Yeah, YouTube chat is out of control, but it's mostly because there are a few thousand people watching, which is crazy.
Something I can help you with? He's that thief that the Imperial Watch are always going on about. He likes to steal from rich folk.
No, not just the Imperial City has 4K textures. Pretty much the entire base game will be, will have 4K textures, and they can be downscaled by the player in order to get better performance. Alright, so this is Anvil. Again, the cities have not really been worked on yet. There's some new flora like this massive tree and shrubbery, but other than that, as far as enhancements go, it has not really been touched. Oh yeah, something else that's pretty interesting is, let me turn up the FOV. If you can see that smoke in the distance, that smoke is coming from Kvatch. Our lighting artist State has added distant smoke to Kvatch, so pretty much all across Cyrodiil you will be able to see that Kvatch is burning, which is pretty awesome. It's a nice little detail, which is something that this project really focuses on, is enhancing and enriching Oblivion. Yeah, we are not removing Skyrim from the world. Essentially, this mod just adds a second game as a Skyrim mod for free.
What can I do for you? Looking for some work? If so, the Fighters Guild can always use able-bodied new members.
Will you be able to play as a werewolf or a vampire? Yeah, there's a quest even surrounding the vampiric disease. No, Kvatch should eventually be or stop burning. It would be a little weird if the city was burning for an entire year with people not caring.
The Fighters Guild is always looking for new members. If you've got a clean record and don't have a bounty on your head, we may be able to use you. Are you interested in joining?
Fine. You are now an associate in the Fighters Guild.
As you can hear, the audio
Speak either with me
is
or with
not
Burzgrove
implemented
Kosh in
correctly,
Trading
but
Hall.
that's just a bug,
Good
nothing
luck
to
to
worry
you.
about. Alright. A lot of people are asking me to go places and to do certain things. This stream is relatively short. It's just a chance for me to practice streaming and mainly just to talk English again, which is not my main language, in order to prepare for a big stream that we will be holding in a few weeks' time when we have a new quest build, so we can show off more quests with less bugs, and we will also have more developers joining me in the chat room so we can talk about progress that's being made and who's working on what, etc. So this stream is more or less just a practice run, and all of your suggestions will be held into consideration in a future stream. So if you're new to the channel, please click the bell icon to be notified when we do like a real big development stream. For now, it's just showing a few little things, and then
Bother someone else.
yeah. All right.
Go on.
You will
Alright.
advance through the ranks of the Fighters Guild when you have proven your merit.
Okay. 3 different voice files. It's interesting. Okay, so we're going to be doing one of the most iconic quests of Oblivion, which I think it's... Oh, alright. Whoa! Holy shit! Someone highlight that. That's awesome. Someone please make a highlight. I beg of you. So I'm not sure why she's aggressive. It's probably just a bug with the quests that have been implemented. But yeah, that was interesting. Oh yeah, something else that's interesting about the rat problem quest. The guards occasionally will talk about how every new guild member always has to do something related to rats, and they kind of question the logic behind that. It's kind of interesting. Thank you very much, Oblivion Lover. Really appreciate it. And Kraken Smart. Holy shit, that was awesome. Alright, so this is the house of the Red Lady, and as you can see, this is actually one of the few areas that has had some lighting done on it by Stade, who is our lighting artist. Essentially what he's doing is making the interiors look more realistic and less bland and boring. You will see some more of it down in the basement in a few minutes. No, you won't be able to turn into a vampire lord. Vampirism is a bit different than Oblivion. No, the user interface won't change with the region that you're currently in. But we will have two versions of Oblivion's UI, or Skyblivion's UI, which you can choose between. So there's no actual voiced dialogue just yet. Again, it's nothing to worry about. You can turn off and turn on anything using cheats. That's what she said. But yeah, you can turn into a vampire using cheats. Alright, for the people watching on Twitch and YouTube, a quick moment to just thank the moderators for banning and removing any remarks that aren't supposed to be here, and to the people who have been behaving in chat. I really appreciate it. Makes our job a lot easier and makes it more fun. Yeah, what the hell, just spam some hearts for the moderators. Give them some love. Oh god. Is there just one left? Ah, that's not good. Well, this is my worst attempt so far in the stream. So, for the people who didn't read the dialogue, which I don't blame you for, by the way, the NPC above, the lady, says she has a rat problem, then tells you that the rats aren't the problem, that the problem is that the rats are being killed. So she sends you down to the basement to inspect, and now there's this big ass lion eating her friendly rats. And of the 4, only 1 remained. So that's that won't make the Fighters Guild look good, I'm afraid. But yeah, I'm gonna actually remove this torch to show you the lighting. I really love this little hole. So this is where the mountain lion crawled through in order to get to the rats, and yeah. I mean, lighting is not the most important part of the game, but it makes such a big difference. Alright, well, at least there's one left, so that's something. Also, I should probably show it without an EV. There we go. Yes, there will be facial hair for NPCs in Oblivion. I'm pretty sure I've already talked to a few guards who have beards, etc. Yes, the character creation is the same as in Skyrim. And Griefsy, the moderator on Twitch, is one of our main developers who has worked on converting armors and is currently working on the user interface. And Funslider is actually D-Guys, who you may know from previous streams, who is a landscaper. So, the more you know. This is not the same team that's working on Skywind, though a few of our members are working on both mods. Or are involved with both mods.
Goblins and rats. Seems like they're everywhere. I'm just waiting for the giant spiders to show up.
He's gonna have a shitty time when he goes to Skyrim. Giant spiders everywhere.
What?
Alright, so one of the current bugs is that he won't follow you outside of Anvil, which is where these mountain lions are. So this is kind of the end to the quest. I forgot that there's a way to bypass it, but I don't remember. It's been a while. And oh, actually, oh yeah, there we go. A guard with
Speak,
facial hair.
Stop talking. Enough.
And still the crazy lady. Alright, bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is currently the old Rim, the old version of Skyrim. Okay. Bye.
If you're looking to buy a horse, go inside and talk to Klisa.
I'm really bad at Skyrim because I don't even use cheats, so. Can anyone help with the gold cheat? Is it 1F or what's the deal? I don't cheat enough in order to know how much or how I can add gold. I want to buy a horse real quick, so. Ah, it's the other way around. Well, I was close. Oh yeah, right. Of course I have to add the specified number. Derp.
Welcome to the Horse Whisperer. Are you interested in a horse?
That's where the dog whisperer got his name, by the way. True story. Damn it, someone I wanted.
We have the finest white horses in Cyrodiil. None are hardier, and only the black horses of Cheydinhal are faster. Wonderful! Go out front. Ernest will have the white saddled and ready for you.
So one of those things I loved about Oblivion is this progress system, even with something as simple as the horses. In Oblivion, alright, well that was a little buggy. Ernest is supposed to wait here with the horse. Anyway, and it's also funny that it's called a white horse and it's a brown horse. But Oblivion has this thing where you have different kinds of horses, and every breed or color of horse is faster, slower, can take more damage than the previous one, which I always thought was really interesting. And like most people, I always got the black horse. But yeah, these are the guys we're supposed to kill, but there's no hunter to guide us, so yeah. Oh yeah, right. Whoops. This is fine. Alright, well. Actually, yeah, I was kind of hoping I could get a new set of armor, so this is actually perfect. Thank you very much, sir. So for those who missed the early parts of the stream, the Gold Coast has been changed a lot. Instead of this hilly, boring, bland shithole of an area, it's turned into an actual coastal region. We have added sandstone cliffs and made the landscape more natural as far as the flow into the ocean goes. Oh yeah, right, the thing I wanted to show. So I've been working together with SKSE, who is the landscaper working on this region, for a few weeks now in order to get the Gold Coast looking the way I more or less imagined it according to the lore, and what we've gotten so far is it's pretty good. There's still lots of polishing that needs to be done, and a lot of feedback rounds. But this little island he actually came up with himself. Again, everything is a work in progress. But this little island is very interesting because it's surrounded by sandstone rocks, but there are these little openings. There's another one there, and I think another one to the left. So as a player, you can actually see that there's stuff there. There's some debris, there's a chest you might be able to pick up, or a barrel. So you can also, actually I forgot to show that one. You can also see some water on the right. So people who like, for instance, Sherlock Holmes, etc., maybe thinking like, oh well, how does the water get there? Well, there's this little underground entrance to the island, and as a player you will be able to actually visit this place and find some loot. And that's one of the things that our landscaping really focuses on. I will make sure that you as a player are going to be rewarded for exploring different parts of Cyrodiil. Something I really liked about Morrowind is how there were a lot of hidden weapons and pieces of gold, etc., hidden throughout the world. I mean, in Oblivion you had some gold coins in the sewers, which was nice, but other than that there was very little that rewarded exploration. So we hope that by doing or making little unique locations such as this, the player will be encouraged to kind of repeat the exploration process and find everything that we've hidden throughout the world. And there's going to be a lot of stuff like this. So my best tip I can give you if you are going to be playing through Skyblivion is, for the love of God, explore. Don't just follow the road. If you see something that looks interesting, just go there. So another big change from Oblivion is that the water around the coast kind of just dropped into the ocean. The transition from beach to sort of the deep ocean was very sudden, very unnatural, and very just ugly. So what we've done is we've made it the transition from ocean to, or from beach to ocean, very slow-like. So you can actually wade to the other side of the island. It just looks a lot more natural, which is very important to me as someone who thinks it's very important to abide to the lore, which Bethesda neglected hard time in Oblivion. And as you can see, a lot of this is still work in progress. That's an island that will be developed further in the future. Whoa. Sorry, spoke some Dutch accidentally. Yeah, so these are the more steep cliffs. There's actually a cool little location I will show off at the top, and an Aelid ruin at the bottom. And here's the one of the larger sandstone cliffs, which is the border between Hammerfell and Cyrodiil. I forgot the name of this river, but it will be a lot deeper, faster flowing into the ocean. And it's going to be looking very, very nice. I actually want to take this moment to really thank everyone who's been working on the project so far, because for the last couple of years it's been a very small team and little progress, and right now we have an amazing core team working on the mod pretty much every day, and the progress we've been making is really astounding. And yeah.
Speak quickly. I have no time for mindless blast.
Skyblivion turned from like a cool little experiment into something that's actually possible to be completed in the future. Which, as someone who loves Oblivion the most of all the Elder Scrolls games, is a very cool thing to be able to work on. Mods that you have installed for Skyrim should not break Oblivion or Skywind. I mean, there will be mods that are incompatible, but generally speaking, most mods should work. Oh, I'm running this fast because I'm using a cheat to increase the walking speed of the character. Okay, I'm currently making my way to the Shivering Highlands, the part that has been changed. As you can see, the area in front of us is very steep and harsh, I think is a good way to describe it, which is what the Shivering Highlands should have been. According to the lore, it's a lot of steep cliffs, sharp rocks, a lot of dry land. The Gold Coast and the Shivering Highlands are both very dry regions of Cyrodiil, which makes sense since they are next to Hammerfell. But in Oblivion they were both very hilly, densely forested, boring, nothing really too special about it, and with the help of our Skyblivion, or with the help of our landscaping team, we are turning it into something very unique and epic looking, and just something that's worth exploring. And the landscaper work on this region is Clef J, by the way. Yes, we are also including the Shivering Isles DLC. I might show that off, well, not today, but in the next stream. Yeah, the LOD is bugged at the moment. so just ignore that. And for those who don't know, the distant detail is not functioning properly. Yes, after the Colovian Highlands, I will show off a more snowy area. I will actually show you the region that is connected to Skyrim. It's called the Gerald Mountains, which also a good place again to show off the huge difference that our landscaping team has made in assuring that the landscape looks more unique and interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other side of the mountain real quick to show something, and then we're gonna go back to this side because there's another thing I need to show. I think it's this way. Maybe. Shit, I forgot. Yeah, it's not this way. Okay, never mind, I got lost. Alright, I'm gonna show you one of the new additions to Cyrodiil, which is a little settlement which shall not be named. It's an idea that Clef and I came up with. It's one of the many additions you will find across Cyrodiil to feel the world more, to make the world feel more fleshed out and lived in and less empty. So this settlement is mostly a place for hunters, traveling legionnaires, foresters, etc. to stay the night and have a drink before they have to move on. It's also a place where the local farmers are brewing their custom ale, which you will be able to get here, which will have a special special bonus, stat bonus maybe, not sure yet. The place will have a nice little backstory, and it's currently one of the most not TCO, interesting places in the game. Clef J has been working on this for a while, for a few days, and I'm really liking the way it's turned out so far. And this, for me, like just this little scene right here, this is what the Colovian Highlands are supposed to be. Harsh landscape, steep rocks, lots of bare rock, something we didn't get in Oblivion, and I'm very happy that we can finally give the fans of the Elder Scrolls series something more deserving of the name Colovian Highlands. So this is the road leading up to the little settlement. The road is going to be changed. Currently it's very straight and it's too neat looking for a little settlement like that. Doesn't fit well. What I can show, which is pretty awesome, is so the road leading up to the settlement looks not that special. I mean, there's a cool little waterfall, but it doesn't really look all that amazing. But when you take a step back, aside from the cool looking cliff on the right, you'll see that there's this huge natural bridge that the road is going across, and the huge waterfall actually leads into this into this big lake. Yeah, it looks very good so far, and this is also a good chance to show how much of a bigger difference the landscaping makes. On the right, this is more or less what the mountains look like in Oblivion. No big rocks, no nothing, just a lot of emptiness. And this is what it's looking like with the help of our landscaping team, so it's pretty huge. But anyway, I promised you guys I would show some Gerald Mountains, and after that I'm probably going to have to call it a day because I have to get dinner. So right, okay, so this is the place I wanted to show. Thank you, D guys, I got your message. I won't be able to show anything off today, but I'll have a look and I'll work on that feedback. I assume that this is including the stuff that Clef and I discussed with the more drastic changes to the landscape as far as making it more even goes. I think he discussed that with you. In any case, this area right here is also still the Clothing Highlands. Further that way, it changes into the Gerald Mountains. Now this is the Cloud Top Shrine, I guess you can call it, tower thing. It's part of a pretty cool quest. I think everyone knows probably, or remembers. I'm kind of rushing through it, I know, but I don't have that much time left. And I have a few things I want to show, so I'm just kind of going through this fairly fast, at a high pace. Where's the nice road? There it is. So something that we have barely touched yet are the roads, which we're going to be making much more natural looking and more, I don't know how to call it, beautiful. But we are currently waiting on some assets and more concrete ideas on how we want that to look, which is why we're kind of holding off on it for the time being. This is actually a place you have seen if you saw the 2017 update trailer that I made for the YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube, you can look at my previous videos, you can find it. So this is one of the first areas that was more or less completed or worked on. Nothing is really finished until the mod is released, I always say, but it's a pretty nice change from what it was. And now we are going to be looking at the Gerald Mountains. There's also a nice little natural bridge you can walk underneath. We stream every now and then, it really depends. Almost, I'd say, weekly. D-Guys also streams some landscaping every now and then. I think there are currently 25 people working on this, maybe 20, something like that. Alright, so this is the Jarrow Mountains. Again, a work in progress area. But still pretty cool to show off. Should again maybe try and start this quest. I'm not sure if we can.
You have not yet followed the path required to speak with
fate
the
of
Lord.
I guess
man
not.
is on a seaweed in the
We watch
Yeah, alright,
and
well.
wait.
It's a shame. Will you implement Skyrim's snow system? There isn't really a snow system. There are snowy weathers, and yeah, there are snowy weathers. I can show that to you real quick. There you go. There was snow. There. Snow system. Shivering Isles are already included and have been converted, so there's a one-to-one recreation of the Shivering Isles, but we haven't really worked on it yet in terms of enhancing it, no. Oh yeah, something else I can show. It's not much. It's more of a concept. But the old Oblivion user interface, which is something that we are working on. This is not how it's going to be looking, but just to kind of give you an idea. Alright, this is probably a good chance to again show the difference between Oblivion's landscaping and Skyrim, or Skyblivion. So this is the enhanced Jarrow Mountains, and to the right, this is basically what the mountains looked like before and how they look like in Oblivion. Essentially all Oblivion's mountains have are like big rocks scattered across the area every few feet. Nothing impressive, and this is what we have now. Actual rocks and actual mountains. Ever considered adding new armor which wasn't originally in Oblivion? No. We are going to be remaking the armor sets that we can, as many as possible. But armor sets are very time consuming to make. And at this point it's still not even certain that we will be able to finish the main game's armor sets. So even thinking about adding new weapons and new armor sets is not very productive. Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with people? If you're going to just spam the chat with hateful stuff, honestly, I'm gonna be a little crude, but go fuck yourself, really. Alright, sorry, just had to ban someone real quick. It's... If you really get satisfied and get a little... I don't know. If you want to bully people online, it's just really pathetic. if that's how you spend your time, I feel sorry for you. That's all I'm gonna say. Whoops. So something that's no, I can't really shut it off yet. Something that's interesting is that we are working on concept art for all the different armor sets to make them more realistic. And nobody talks shit to me, by the way. If I see people talking shit to others in chat, that's just not done. People can say about me what they want, but don't insult people you don't know. That's my only rule. But we are working on different pieces of concept art for the armor sets that can be found in Oblivion. And we currently have the iron set and the fur set, the fur armor set finished, which is looking really good. So hopefully we can get the 3D artists that we need to complete them. And for any people watching that are interested in volunteering, we are in dire need of 3D artists who can work on armor sets, miscellaneous assets, environmental stuff, anything our landscapers can use. We're also looking for landscapers. Yeah, we're also looking for landscapers. So if you have any experience with that, there's a link to the volunteer form, and maybe someone in chat can send the volunteer form too, if you can find it. If you have any experience with the before mentioned stuff, then I really hope that you will consider helping us out. All right. This lower part has not been touched yet by us, FYI. This part isn't accessible really in the game, but I thought I'd show it off anyways. Alright, some people wanted to see Bruma, so let's show Bruma, and then I think I'm calling it a day. There we go. Oh yeah, something else is that our texture artists are working on remaking textures, etc. And this is done by Gorgula. These are 4K textures for the roads. And this is what they used to look like, so before and after. It's a pretty massive difference. And essentially all the base game textures will be replaced by 4K variants, which the player can downscale if need be, in order to get better performance. And this project is not being funded at all. The people working on this are just volunteers who work in their free time. So Oblivion is a more Oblivion. Shit, I forgot the name. How is that possible? Bruma. I didn't cheat. Bruma is a more Nordic settlement, which makes sense since it's right across the border from Skyrim. And so as you can see, the guards are all a little more Nordic looking. They all have facial hair, and generally there are a lot more Nords present, as well as the architecture. It's more Nordic than imperialistic, which makes Bruma a very unique and interesting place to visit.
Go on. Just leave.
Please be generous. Thank you, kind sir.
Now, we haven't touched Bruma at all yet as far as enhancing and landscaping goes. But I can go over what the area is supposed to look like real quick. So first of all, the city and the surrounding area will be a lot more snowy. The streets will be covered with snow piles. The roofs will be covered with thick snow layers, and there will be more icicles, etc., hanging from the balconies and anything where an icicle might form. And we will be adding a lot more color to the streets and all that stuff, as well as replacing the walls with something that 3D artist called Sir Frank is currently working on. So yeah, just give me a second. Sorry. Alright, sorry about that. It seems that it's time to finish the stream. So before I leave, I wanted to show some concept art for the regions to give you a better idea of what certain places are going to be looking like. So I'm going to quit real quick, put on some music, and show you the concept art. There we go. So I'm going to be rushing through this. This is concept art for Such that you're currently seeing, which is the destroyed city I mentioned earlier. Ah crap, they are shuffled. Oh well. This is Blackwood, the region that D-Guys is currently working on. Still Blackwood. Also, for the people that have been watching on YouTube and Twitch, you can thank... Oh, Gold Coast. Very important, looks very awesome, kind of what we're going for. But if you can please show your moderator some love for helping keep the chat organized, I would appreciate that. And for the people who are tuning out, we are doing a big live stream with multiple developers and showing off more content in the near future. So you can follow us on our social media and click the notify bell thingy on YouTube, so you will be notified when we do start a new live stream for the next time. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a few things, and I hope I answered your questions. If I haven't, feel free to ask them on our Discord channel, and we will try our best to answer them there. Yeah, it was fun. So thank you guys for behaving, and I mean there are always going to be a few assholes, but overall it was a good stream. So thank you. Have a good Easter, and enjoy your last day off. So good night. I'm actually going to be leaving the stream on, so if people have questions, hopefully a few moderators will be able to answer them. And I'll be sure to notify people on YouTube, etc. that the stream is stopping. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and have a good weekend. Oh wait, it's Monday, shit. Well, have a good week. Enjoy work. Enjoy school, suckers. I got the week off, so yeah. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. Sorry if I scared you by being noisy. I figured I might as well continue the stream for a little bit. So let me set everything up again, and I'll show you guys a little bit more, and then I'm gonna end it, and I'm hoping to stream for about half an hour. So again, if you have questions, you can ask them on Twitch. Give me a minute to get everything sorted, and we will start or resume. All right. Hey, Damien. Looks like you made it. Well then, that's more reason for me to stream, to make sure that you're able to see your own map in game. So, in the background we have the new main menu, which consists out of my logo, the new map made by Damien, which was, correct me if I'm wrong, Damien, I thought you said it was either 8 or 16K, the resolution of just the default map. But yeah, the whole background, the map is being remade. It's still work in progress, not finished, but it looks really epic, and it's only going to be looking better. I mean, look at all those details. It's very nice. I'm not sure where we left off. Damien is one of our texture artists, and all-around awesome dude who helps with the vectors for the user interface and all that kind of stuff. There is no release date yet for Skyblivion. Right, so I just bought a horse, I forgot. Let's see, I think it's good to show the Gold Coast region again, since it's one of the main areas that I myself have been working on together with SKSE and... No, SKSE and myself. with help of the concept art by Roman Dubina. Actually, let me kill this guard again because I want his armor. Aw. Poor guy. Alright. Now these, this armor is currently just converted from Oblivion. It's nothing special yet. Hopefully with the help of new 3D artists we will be able to remake all the armor sets properly. I'm trying to look at the chat. If you guys have questions, if you're watching on YouTube, please ask them on Twitch and tag me at Kyle Rebelside so I can see your question more clearly, and if possible one of the moderators slash fellow mod developers will answer your question too. So the Gold Coast has been overhauled a lot. One of the major changes is that the area is much more flat, where it used to be very hilly. We have added a lot of sandstone cliffs. The area is still a work in progress. Thank you, Oopster. The area is still a work in progress, but this should give you a good idea of what the area is supposed to look like. Now, my main job currently in Skyblivion is cracking the whip and guiding people, provide feedback, and make sure that we get a result that everyone is happy with and that is worth putting into our mod. I've been working closely with SKSE, who is the landscaper working on this region, to make the Gold Coast what it is now. It's still a very early work in progress, but it's a good starting point for me and him to gather more feedback and work towards something that we are both happy with. One of the major changes and something that I've been pushing for is that if you look at the map and ignore the way the map looks right now, it's the generated LOD looks a bit weird. But what we've done is we've extended the coastline further into the ocean and made the transition from ocean or the transition from beach to ocean more subtle. In Oblivion, as soon as the beach hit the water, the what do you call it? The beach pretty much sank into the bottom of the ocean floor. It immediately turned into deeper water, and the transition was just very unnatural and unrealistic. So what we're doing right now is make it so the player can actually wade from one side of the beach to the other side towards this little island without having to actually swim, besides from the more deep parts like this. But yeah, it's something that I find very important. The things we are working towards with landscaping is to achieve realism and really look at the lore and the backgrounds of every region and make sure that they are better represented than they were in Oblivion, where every region was just very hilly and unoriginal, in my opinion. That's not really an opinion anymore, it's more of a fact. No, I did not load the new file that was sent to me. Someone asks, is there a chance of new quest lines and expansions being added when Skyblivion is released? With the landscaping team, we are adding a lot of new, unique locations, treasures, all kinds of hidden camps and chests that the player can stumble across. This is a good example. This island was just a few rocks, and Arceus turned it into this natural barrier with a few holes. If you actually go to one of these holes, you will see that there is some stuff in the middle and water that's flowing into the whatever you call that. So if the player does some research and thinks use his brain, they can figure out that, hey, there might be a hidden passage into this area, and there you go. There's some debris, broken crates, and there's actually a chest with some good loot. So what we're trying to do with the landscaping of Skyblivion is really reward the player for exploring. So hopefully once someone comes across this little hidden treasure, they will think to themselves, well, maybe there's more treasures like this hidden across the land, which there are. So in that way we really try to reward the player for going out of his way and just ignoring maybe a quest or his original goal to just explore something that looked interesting to him. And in this way you can reap the rewards, which is something that I find really important. The developers talk to each other through Discord. As far as the landscaping goes, we have several passes. I give every new landscaper as much background information and references for the area as I can. After that, I tell them essentially what my vision for the area is, usually accompanied with some concept art or real-life references, after which they will just get to work, and once they have done some general landscaping, they will send the file to me, and I will provide them with feedback and tell them what they did well and what they should change, and that way we slowly work towards an area that we think is worth putting into the game, like this enhanced Gold Ghost. The Shivering Isles DLC will be included too. We might be able to implement an underwater meter, for sure. However, for the more simple UI, and that's also something that might be worth talking about, Skyblivion will have two user interfaces. One of which is a SkyUI replacer or a reskin, and one of which is a more detailed recreation of Oblivion, adding certain features back to it. The Oblivion one might have a underwater meter. Wait, give me just 1 second, guys. Alright, it seems that I have to leave again. But shit, well that sucks. I was hoping to stream for a little bit longer than this. Yeah, it seems that I'm needed elsewhere, so I have to leave. But this was a very quick look at the Gold Coast. This time around, the stream is going to be ending for real. Okay, just give me a second, I'm getting a call. Yeah, sorry, I have to go. There was a quick look at the Gold Coast, so I hope you enjoyed that and the background information I was able to provide. Have a good week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. turn on the notifications so you will be notified when we do another live stream. Follow Skyblivion on our Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit page. And if you have any questions, feel free to join our Discord chat. A link might be provided by one of the viewers. And yeah, thank you very much. And I'll see you guys next time.